Something I observed from these MCU hateful people who just didn't seem to like the Shang-Chi movie, didn't seem to like the Black Widow movie because there was just so many women in there. The male was a villain. I guess they identify with all men, whether they're good or bad. Those people who go, wait, she just whooped a guy's ass. That's the second time they did this in the movie. I was keeping track. I keep a list of these things and I'm monitoring these films to see the relations between men and women so that the men never seem to be in the oppressed group. They never seem to be getting one up taken on them. Those people who watch movies with that eye. Don't get tricked. These are hateful people. Misogyny is one way they'll, get their hate in, but also when it comes to race. When the movie Shang-Chi came out, the announcement came out, the poster came out, Simu Liu comes out, and it's Shang-Chi, and it's not a white guy character. They already knew what time it was. They got in their bag of tricks and said, I'm gonna dislike this film from the get-go, and I need to figure out why I dislike this one. They got to the conclusion and they're doing the building blocks now to try to figure out how they're going to get to why Shang-Chi sucks. And the route this way, this time around, it's the MCU. Oh, this is horrible. Doesn't mean they're going to keep saying that. One day, a movie with all white people is going to come out. Maybe the Fantastic Four comes out, and they go, "Now this is Marvel. That's what I'm talking about. You see, now we're doing it." It's pretty transparent to me. A lot of you viewers, I don't know who's watching this. You may not know this, but racism or hatred against women, that kind of stuff. It's not popular to say that. I am a hateful man against this demographic. So they'll never say that. They'll just happen to have reasons to shit on movies. Oh, it's too overrated. Oh my goodness, this movie, I didn't like the director. I thought that what the actress said in the case of Brie Larson, Captain Marvel, what she said was abhorrent. How dare she share her opinion that she didn't care what a 40-year-old what didn't work for him in A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him. How dare she tell the truth? I am a 40-year-old white man. I identify with that, and I will ignore every part of that speech where she talks about representation in film critics and how white men seem to have this absurdly huge presence in the journalists in the critic field. I'm going to ignore all that and just focus on that, and I'm going to clip that, and I'm going to use that. Those people seem to hate on Star Wars movies because Rey is a female, but they'll never say that. Those people. You have to see through it by now. That was Shang-Chi. We saw it for Black Widow. And what's the next Marvel film? Eternals? Look, they race swapped everybody, which I don't agree with race swapping, right? But because the director, not that's not a white man director. The main characters, they're gonna look for reasons to hate on this film. They're gonna wonder, you know what? Where were the Eternals all along? You know what? The Eternals are not the X-Men. The Eternals were they're like B characters. They're D characters. How could they do this? We should be getting something better. Any reason to shit on that film, no matter how great it's gonna look, which from the trailers it looks like it'll look great. There will be hatred for this. Then Spider-Man will come out, right? Crickets. He's white. Maybe if Miles Morales shows up, there'll be hatred. What? They didn't need that. 3 Spider-Men were enough. You never know. I'll repost this video in December if that's what the talking points are going to be. After Spider-Man's film, I forget what's coming in phase, but there's going to be a lot of hatred toward Riri Williams. Come on now. When some pictures were taken with her in MIT, right? Okay, that's Riri Williams. She's in MIT. It's pretty comic book accurate, but the amount of dislikes and shocking headlines that were made about her being there, about how she's the new Iron Man, bro. All she does, comic book wise, all she does is create a suit, reverse engineers it because she's smart enough to do that. She didn't do anything. Tony approached her. She never approached Tony. She's minding her own business. There's a video on that, which you're gonna see on the side of the screen right over here. Go watch that if you want to see her actual origins from like the beginning to the end. but this isn't it. So I hope you guys are aware of the tricks of the trade of how this hatred is going to work for the next few years here in Marvel. I'm Chillmonger, MCU, SJW.